Oh, did he?
So,
I thought it was,
she called me and wanted to know if I could pick her up there. But yeah,
why you gonna set me up by the pool?
Since you look like you, I wouldn't want to do it.
That sure would have been great too.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
But I've known him, he didn't.
Well, he did, he had it in the car, partly with the Marshall one.
Let's stand and join us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mr. Dehoff. Here. Mr. Kine. Here. Mr. Del Pupo.
Here, and minutes of our previous meeting.
Minutes of the regular meeting of the Washington Township Trustees held June 17th, 2013 here at the Township Administration Building. The meeting was called to order by President Dehoff. Roll was called, all trustees present. The minutes of the last regular meeting were read and approved. Communications were also read. Employee reports included. Chuck reported the car show and chicken and biscuit dinner will be July 20th from 4 to 8. Jerry then asked for $1,985 for J.H. Mel Restoration to paint the front pavilion at the park, 2 coats on the inside roof. Motion to approve by Dehoff, second by Del Pupo, motion carried. Zoning, no report. Fire, 15 runs in June with 148 runs year to date. Road, 2 days left to finish the first roadside mowing. Ron will take his truck to Alliance Motors to to repair the rear springs. Comments from visitors including Jerry Heenan reporting that the Historical Society will hold a Veterans Memorial dedication on June 30th at 2 p.m. Bills were then paid totaling $7,188.27 on a motion by Dehoff and second by Del Pupo. With no old business, new business included a motion by Dehoff to pay the Frank Gates Company $447 for our Bureau of Workman's Comp service fee for 2014. Second by Kine, motion carried. Del Pupo then made a motion to send letters to mow for properties at 7925 Oak Hill and 1 on Union Avenue. Second by Dehoff, motion carried. Trustee Steve Kines then announced that he will not seek re-election for the term to start in 2014. With no other business, the meeting was adjourned at 7:15 p.m. The next regular meeting will be held July 1st, 2013, at 6:30 p.m.
For the reading of the minutes, are there any additions or corrections? That address on the Union Avenue one should be 5191.
Okay, we didn't have that.
No, I didn't.
5191?
5191. I think that letter's been sent.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got both certified signed things back, but
If there's no additions or corrections, the minutes will stand approved as presented.
and there's a back rec.
Correspondence.
I've got a couple here. First one is from OPERS. This is employee notice that I'm supposed to tell the employees that they're having an election for OPERS board of directors and whatever trustees. So if anybody wants to run, here's all the paperwork. You want it? Second one is just the tax year evaluation that we got from the auditor just last week. The levies and that went up. Terry, you'll get about $1,000 extra next year compared to this year. And also, the fire fund was voted on in 2009. It's up in renewal in 2014, so we'll have to do something with it next year. We'll have to remember, this time next year we'll have to start doing something with it. So I didn't know whether you knew that or not.
No, I didn't know.
It's on here, so.
Okay.
I gave each one of you guys a copy of it. That's it.
And then the road one we just did, right?
Yes. That one, they just, I don't think it was in there yet because it don't start there.
But that's been taken care of.
Right.
Okay. Okay, move into our employee reports. Park Chuck.
Number one pavilion has been painted, and he did a real good job on it. The well water was treated today, Jerry treated it, and we'll be calling a lady to come in and get it tested. There's also a park meeting, July 10th, 7 o'clock. And then everything is on track for the chicken and biscuit dinner car show, which is July 20th. And other than that, just maintenance and mowing the yard and keeping up.
Any questions? Jerry, anything to add? Good.
Well, we did get, from that Habitat house up on Meadowbrook, they hauled that dirt out there, and that's behind Pavilion 3. So if we ever get something, some more free asphalt, whatever, we can start making another parking lot.
Okay, good. And then zoning, Joe?
We issued one permit for the detached garage, $20,000 valuation, with a fee of $57.60. And we also did one land split. The fee for that is $10.
Who was it?
The land split, we did a land split for, and the fee for that is $10.
Any questions for Joe?
See if you could run down on Union Avenue, just past Daniel Street, on the right-hand side. You start getting overrun down there. You don't see any information over the old one.
Daniel Street?
It's just past Daniel Street on Union. You don't see me afterwards,
Okay.
I can't go any further. Any words of wisdom from Tom?
And with respect. Daniels, good luck. Eric Carter.
It's good to have you back, sit and listen or whatever.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of nice sitting there.
Everything going okay for you?
So far, so good.
All right, good. All right, no other questions? Moving to fire department, Terry.
Okay, for the month of June, we had 29 runs, 19 medicals, 1 MVA, 1 control burn, 2 lift assists, 1 false alarm, 1 gas leak, 2 fires, 1 investigation, 1 mutual aid. And with the gas leak that they had this afternoon brings us to 157 runs for the year. So for the first half of the year, we had 156 runs for the first 6 months.
How's that compare?
That, well, if we stay at that pace, that's 300, just a hair over 300 runs for the year,
Close to
which is down a little bit.
down. Okay.
320 last year. Yeah, something like that.
That could change in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. You know, like I say, we had 29 runs for June, so that was busy that was up.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Several things. We had applied for a training and equipment grant to the state for medical, and we have received an award of $1,500, which can be used for training or medical supplies of their, they have a list of stuff that you can, you're allowed to buy, and then you buy it, they reimburse. So we got, last year we got 4,000. There must not be as many seatbelt violations this year.
Is that where that comes
That's where that money comes from, his seatbelt fines. So we got $1,500 there for, like I say, training or equipment. And then we were notified that we got our FEMA grant for $56,952. which will be for 6,500 of it will go towards training, which will be guys that wanna do the 120 or 240 class. It starts date, that type of training. And then, broke it down here. 47,600 will be, what we applied for was, money to replace the jaws, the airbags, stabilization equipment, rope and harness equipment. The jaws and the airbags are well over 20 years old, the old jaws. So we're gonna get new, end up with another set of new jaws, cutter, and spreaders, and all the stabilization equipment that, you know, for cars that are on their sides, that type of
How
thing.
much do we have to match part of that, or
Yes, our matching is 5%,
5%?
which is $2,847.
Is that a grant that you guys had that lady,
That's the, yes,
that she worked through for?
yeah, in fact, I've got her bill too,
How much is her bill just for me?
3,000,
3,000?
yeah.
Is that based on how much she gets, or how is that?
Yeah, it's a percentage up to a certain amount, and then she draws a line. So I forget what her percentage is, but once it gets to a point, I know the bigger grants that we got, 35 was her ceiling. She stops it, she just cuts it off at 35, so. But,
Well worth it, huh?
yeah, really.
Really. Does she do other grants for other types?
What's that?
Does she do grants for other types of organizations, I mean, other than fire or rescue companies?
I don't know, I've never really talked to her about it. I know Donnie, whether Donnie has or
Does
not.
Donnie work with, who's?
Donnie Morrow's the one that deals pretty much with her.
That's good.
And in that respect, I do have her fee too, which is $3,000. Grant Source Professionals.
We need a motion for that.
Yeah, we better.
Is that just for, that's for like a year? I mean, or is she constantly?
Actually, this is the second year, cause we didn't get anything last year,
That's what I wondered.
so she rewrote. It's in her contract, and if you don't get anything, then she'll rewrite the second year for free.
Okay.
So, yeah,
So last year we didn't get anything, so we didn't get a bill,
right,
and then she rewrote it and now we got the bill
yeah,
for
right.
that, okay. Yeah. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Wait, anything? Is there a recommendation for the, pay that?
Yeah, I mean, we pay $3,000 to Grant Source Professionals.
Yes.
Second. Any questions? Call the roll.
Mr. Dehoff?
Yes.
Mr. Kine?
Yes.
Mr. Del Pupo?
Yes. And Thanks, Jerry. Road department, Ron?
Since our last meeting, we've completed our first cut of our roadside mowing. We did get both coats of chip and seal on Lineated and Herbster. We will probably be back there towards the end of August, 1st of September, to do the final coat. And we'll chip that with 8-zip the next time instead of 57s. So it'll be a smoother surface. Last week we was out and I'm thinking we had 10 signs throughout the township that were painted over by vandals. Mostly stop signs and speed limit signs. Just be aware of. They started at State Street in Oak Hill and came up, went across Sunfield, up Mahoney, and then out through Knox Township.
I think it's all the same people, just
Yeah,
one.
all same color paint. I think they went until they ran out of paint, so. And we did some hand patching around the township. Talked to Dexter, new water should be in sometime at the end of this month,
End of July.
end of July. So I'll work with them to find out when it's actually gonna be there, get a date finalized so we can have our tractor over there. They said probably a week they would have it.
How do you get your tractor out there?
I've usually
Keith?
Or I can go up to, talk to Mike up at Lexington Township, and go trailer also.
Did you find anything out from the county about truck signs?
Yeah, you can't do nothing. He sent me a letter back that they forwarded to Bethlehem Township. And since we are a non-home rule township, we can't put no through truck signs up. I don't.
Answer to the question.
Right, and, because Bethlehem Township had a situation, ODOT was replacing a bridge on 21 through their township, and the truck traffic was not following the designated route, and they wanted to put signs up and cross streets. No.
Well, with that in thought and process, if a Chesapeake truck wants to go across our road, we really can't stop them.
Unless we put a weight reduction on it, but then it would be like the frost wall, when we put, like county
In the
puts
spring,
those
yeah.
signs up and stuff like that.
Right.
I did contact Shelley Company this morning because there was a bunch of loaded trucks coming across Centfield again. And Diane said she would take care of it,
But that's just them cooperating.
Right.
Legally, you can't stop, we can't stop them.
Legally, I cannot stop them unless it's posted, and Brian Cole over at the county engineer's office says we can't post it.
Right.
I said, well, we've got a road that's posted in the township now, that was probably posted 20 years ago, when we were having problems up on Schubert, and I can't remember how we did it, and I says, you know, maybe the law has changed since then. But I know Lexington Township's got a bunch of no through truck signs up. I'm gonna get a hold of Mike, and, which he probably don't know, because
They were there when he got there, yeah.
he's fairly, you know, he's only been there for a year, and road sweepers. In lieu of that, I'd like to order some mower blades from the LaCal company. Be 12 blades, 12 bolts, and 12 nuts. The new mower will take the same blades as the boom mower that we have now, so I only have to stock one size set of blades. At a cost of $540.
Who's that from again?
LaCal. It's about half the price from every place else.
Anything else?
That's all I've got for tonight.
Is there a recommendation on the blades?
Yeah, I moved to purchase, 12 sets of motor blades from the cow company. At the cost
12
of-
blades.
12
6
blades.
sets.
6 sets. At the cost of $540.
So, Paul seconds, any questions? Call roll.
Mr. DeHaan?
Yes.
Mr. Kine?
Yes.
Mr. Del Pupo?
Yes.
Okay, good, any questions for Warren? Okay, we're going to public speaks, if anyone desires to address the township, now's the time to do it. Just state your name and address. Jerry?
Jerry Hannon, American, or, Washington Township Historical Society. I wanna thank everybody that helped with the memorial. I had a great dedication yesterday with a lot of response. And as I announced, Channel 11 is making DVDs of the memorial. And already today, we've had phone calls, and I told Merritt, but maybe to save Merritt a bunch of phone calls, if they would call 821-2100, and if the operator comes on, they can connect her with Channel 11, Kyle Schwartz.
Is there a charge for this?
There's $10 for the CDs, or DVDs. But I thought maybe if we put it in the paper, it'd save Merritt a bunch of phone calls.
Thought you had a really good turnout. Very well put together and something that can be pleased with.
Very pleased.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole community can sit back and think, oh, you know, it's a good project for you guys, that you guys put it, you know, put a lot of effort into it, and you got something good to stand for as far as that goes. Can we
Maybe
get a
some of the
cannon out
township
there,
could be
though?
proud of us.
Can we get a cannon out there? I'd like to get.
I did get,
I'm sure you let you borrow his.
I don't wanna borrow one, I want an old Civil War cannon or something.
well, I didn't get to talk to Dan yesterday, but that one that he had, him and his dad built.
I know, but I'd rather have a relic.
Talk to Ted Hawk, he's into it now, he's got one.
Oh, you want a real?
I want a real one,
You
yeah.
know. Well,
I mean, that would look good out there, wouldn't it?
well, get a levy on the fall ballot.
But I mean,
Start watching eBay and.
No, we can,
it wouldn't have to be a cannon, it could
here's
be
something,
something related, you know?
well, that one that Dan,
Go get
that
that
they
one
built
off the Fair
is,
Square.
pretty realistic.
Is it?
I don't know if you got a close look at it or
I
not.
mean, even if there'd be a part of a barrel, you know, that, you see a lot of different things out as far, I mean, I don't think we have room for what they have out in front of a DAV or something like that, but I mean, if we.
Well, between, you know, that Marlboro reenactment, and the different ones involved, you know, even, like the write-up in the paper,
Yeah.
in Mungo yesterday.
Right, I
Or
think
in today's
we need
paper.
to, I think we just need to kind of put that in the back burner and think about how we can get something.
Well, I thought of that from the beginning.
Yeah, I realize, I mean, those are not gonna just walk in, you gotta, there's probably a little bit of effort trying to find it and then buy it or whatever. Maybe get a donation or something, I just think it would be cool.
Well, once we've got a meeting next week, we're gonna settle all our finances, see how much we got left over.
I know, but where's a bunch of them at? Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, right? I don't think we're gonna get one.
You can shot one already.
I tell you what, if we need to raise money, get somebody else, I'm
Get
tired.
somebody else. Well, you're to be commended because you did a good job and all your efforts paid off. It was
It
evident,
was a group effort.
yeah, but it was evident yesterday with the turnout you had. I thought that was a very good response for what you, of course, you advertised it, but it was,
Gave me a warm heart.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it did, so. And anyway, we thank you and your Historical Society and your committee for everything you guys did. Are they gonna be able to buy bricks later on again if they want?
Yep,
Okay.
they're gonna be expensive, but they can get bricks.
Right.
Not off the record. For a 4x8 brick, it's gonna be $97.
Is that what it's gonna be?
Just for a 4x8. Unless you get 20 at a time, I can get a better rate.
Well, you know, that's what, our church does that, they do it once, 1 month a year, they do that, to try to, and they can get 20 or nothing. But it's still, you're right, it is more expensive, because they want an order. They
I
want-
thought we'd get some orders yesterday, but I think all the people that was here yesterday are the ones that bought the
Yeah,
bricks, so.
I think that's right. Well, thanks, Jerry. Anyone else want to address the township? Okay, we'll move into payment of bills.
We'll pay bills totaling $36,847.56.
Jackson.
That's who did the one.
So the payment for the people who wrote it.
Take it, yeah. You know where they're at.
Yeah.
Grants.
You know,
Well, you heard about
yeah. Cash for seal, and what you especially when we move out of town. Okay. You mean, he says, yeah.
What's that?
So then I need to. Yeah. I'm gonna take the survey.
That's okay, you can still do that. He has to get it done. It still belongs to him.
Yeah, I will. I'm going down. They'll have to survey mine. Look at what that is.
Are they?
That's what they've been saying.
That's what they say. So I'm just gonna pay for both surveys. And, do I need to see your? Just for memory.
Well, Aikens and the whole paperwork and all this. That's what we did really.
They got the paper before, after.
They do all the paperwork when they're finished with the survey.
Okay.
They bring it in.
You're smart.
Nephew, he's older.
Never feel smart.
Right.
It's never happened to me anyway.
Thank you.
So what's the deal?
You are saying you couldn't swim the rest of your head with your bill.
We got one on that back road. He was on call from services today.
No, they built a big bridge. Probably.
And I'm getting this, laptop.
That's what you're gonna get?
And skate.
Oh, you signed up in a hurry, didn't you? Oh, yeah. Sat down here waiting.
I move we pay bills in the amount of $36,847.56.
Yep.
Is there a second?
I'll second myself.
All seconds, any questions? Call roll.
Mr. DeHoff?
Yes.
Mr. Kynes?
Yes.
Mr. Del Pupo?
Yes.
Motion carries. Under old business, go ahead. That's new business, I guess.
What's that?
This is, I guess, old business, is the parking lot. I'd like to relook at the parking lot out here and resurfacing asphalt or concrete. I talked to the Board of Elections today, and that grant is still available, where they'll pay, they were gonna pay for 20 by 30, I think, 20 feet by 30 foot. And so that's a possibility, we could get some money with some of the money that we have. Anyway, I just wanna bring that up, so as a point of interest, I guess, as far as that goes. Any other old business?
Yes. We had a SCOG a couple, weeks ago. You probably read in the paper where SCOG is, or the crime lab is in trouble. And, but there was a lot of talk going on between the county, yes, the county and Canton City. Said SCOG pays the bill, Canton does the hiring and firing because SCOG can't hire people. So there's a little bit of tension going on there because SCOG wants to have a part of who's gonna be the crime lab chief investigator. So they was going back and forth, because we're losing a lot of money on this local government fund money that funds most of that. And, but it's up in the air right now, so, but here's the committee's been working on the cash flow statements and stuff like that in the SCOG. If you'd like to look at them, they're up here. There's a whole bunch of figuring and so on like that. The carryover this year will be less than what they thought it was gonna be. I don't see it right offhand, but they carried $347,000 over last year. And they're talking it's gonna be less than 200,000 if things go right. So there's a lot of stuff going on between Canton City and Scott right now. So Tom Burnaby, Commissioner, is right up front with it. He wants to know who they're gonna hire. He wants to have an input in it. So they're kicking that back and forth. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Paul, what is the advantage for us to belong to SCOG?
The only thing is that we're supposed to have used the crime lab.
Yeah, but the crime labs, they're going to BCI now.
Well, they're going to do the DNA stuff at the county or the state crime lab.
They're gonna,
which will cause a faster
right,
turnaround.
but they're gonna do it, but you can still get it from BCI, I think. I mean, you can get DNA tested either at BCI, which is up in Akron, or you can go here. And they're gonna keep on doing that?
Well, they're gonna do that on DNA only.
Right.
Because the crime lab here has almost a year processing to get it done because they're so backlogged. And that's partly because they fired the head investigator last year, never replaced him yet. They had one person that they had on leave for punishment leave, and then another one quit. So they're down to 6 people doing all the crime lab work, and they can't handle it. So I think the state crime lab up in Akron can do a DNA in what they said 30 days, I believe it was. Turn around and doing a DNA testing. So they're going to do DNA testing at the state right now. But we've got all the equipment to do it. Thousands of dollars worth of equipment is sitting there. And there's a battle going on back and forth. What are they going to do about it? Hire some more people or what? But SCOG doesn't have the money to hire too many more people. But the state had put a chunk of money into the state system. They hired 48 people up in Akron alone.
I guess that's where I'm headed though, Paul. The state took our local government money away from us.
Yeah.
And now they turned around and they hired the people for the BCI, Bureau of Criminal Investigation. So if we're no longer getting metro narcotics out of that anymore, the sheriff's doing all that. What do we pay a year to belong to Scotland? $3,500, $4,000?
I don't
It's
remember.
9% of our local government money.
They take it right out, though. We don't give them
We
a check.
don't give it.
Right, but they
It's
take it
1%.
because we said 9%.
It's 9% right now. They went from 8 to 9.
Well, 9%, that's gonna be $9,000.
No, we're not getting 100,000, are we, local government?
Oh, local government.
Yeah,
Oh,
local.
we're
local
getting
government,
40.
no, we're getting about 45.
So we're getting $3,600
Right.
times cost.
Right.
And I guess what I'm saying is, our local government has been taken away from us.
Yeah.
They've reduced it. The state's taken more charge with BCI. They've turned their self around. They're doing a much better job. And right now, that's all we have going for us is the crime lab over there, and that's basically gonna be a done deal if they don't hire someone.
Yeah.
And I don't think they are. If they do hire someone, are they gonna come back and try to get more money out of us? Has anyone dropped
Yeah.
out of that?
They can't go over 10%. So far, nobody's dropped out. But I think they can't take more than 10%.
Let's start.
What?
I said, let's start. We'll start the ball rolling. We were the last ones to join.
Well, we were forced to join.
Right.
They held a gun to our head practically to make us join because of the crime lab.
Yeah.
Because they said it wasn't, the sheriff wanted, now everyone's using BCI, and I guess, I'm not ready to do it, but I'm also not afraid to do that. I don't think we necessarily have to have them.
I was thinking about asking if we could withdraw.
Yeah, I mean, they withdraw that automatically from a local government, you said, yeah, so. But,
See, before they used it, the thing was, if you need the crime lab and you didn't belong, you would have to pay for the crime lab to come here and do work, which could be a lot more money than the $3,600 we spent.
yeah, but it wasn't,
But we used them one time,
yeah, we didn't.
and how many years?
And BCI wasn't
10,
charging anything.
10, 12.
They still don't charge you because that's part of that's what you get from the state, so. Well, anyway, I think at some point you need to raise that question of what happens if we want to withdraw. Not that, $3,000 is $3,000, I guess.
I have your permission to ask them the next time?
Absolutely, yeah, I think, we don't have much invested in it, but we ain't getting anything for it, I don't think.
As far as I'm concerned, it's the good old boy club.
It's what?
The good old boy club. That's all it is.
They're playing with that
That's why they got
911.
rid of Perez, because he only had a high school education.
Exactly. All right, moving on. Just keep that in mind, Paul.
Okay.
Yeah, any other old business? Any new business?
Yeah, I'd like to announce that Monday, July 8th at 9 a.m. is going to be a records commission meeting here at the township.
You'll put that in, John?
Yeah.
Okay.
What time is that?
9 a.m. I don't have to be here in that meeting.
Anything else for new business?
I've got just one here.
Or Jimmy?
This month or first part of October, first part of August, I'm gonna be getting another new computer from UAN. Now, we pay for that every month with that service fee, so we don't have to make a motion or anything for it. But we're gonna have two, I've got one back there now, I'll have mine that I use now, they're Dell computers. That somehow we can, if somebody needs one in the township, we can give it to them. Not the public, but I'm talking fire or road or something like that. If not, I've got to call into local government services in Columbus to see what we have to do if we wanted to just sell them. You know, take bids or whatever. There's some way that we can do that legally. So that's what I'm waiting on right now, to get
Is
that
that
back.
something the Historical Society could use one?
Well, we give one to them once already. And
Historical we did?
You did?
yeah, what's up at the park?
There's no computer up at the park.
There used to be. What?
We did get this.
There used to be one up there. What'd they do with it?
They sold it.
I'll have to ask Carol.
In the building up there? Cause I helped, what's her name, sell
Unless
that.
that's the one she's got at the house.
Could be that one now.
I mean, she uses it at the house quite a bit. She uses a computer.
Well, I'm looking for a way.
Right.
What about the word?
Well, no.
How old are they?
Huh, the one I got is 3 years old. Now, the one that I'll get rid of next month, or this month, it's only 3 years
The
old.
one we got.
And the one in there is 6 years old.
In your office over there?
Yeah, the upright.
That's what these are.
Yeah, the box one.
With the terminal. and all that.
Flat screen or?
And it's got a flat screen on it. Right. So,
This is a whole six old as that then?
I'll say something to Donnie
Probably
Morrow
about 6.
to see what, if we probably talk to him, see what's on it, what it's got, for power and that type of stuff.
yeah, well,
It could be, he would know, he'd be able to look at it and know, but,
it's got windows on it, that's all I know.
yeah.
Because everything else that's on there gets wiped off when
Right, I understand that.
we switch it over. Because that's the only thing on there is just,
Do you know whether it is, wireless except for capable?
that I can't tell you.
If it's 3 years
Well,
old.
2 to 3 years old, it ought to be.
It should be if you know how to do it.
I would think,
But mine's just hooked right up to the phone system.
Right.
Through UAN at home. So,
I guess personal thing is if we can keep it within our own
Right.
here. You guys got one over there.
And Joe's got one in there from before.
It's about 6 years old, Tom just told me.
Right.
Okay. So I think we just try to keep as much as we can, but even if we do that, then you guys got one to get rid of that or something, so. And,
Well, that one we bought ourselves, so.
oh, it's yours, okay, you can
Right.
sell or do whatever you want.
Well, it's getting to the point where it's old enough that it probably isn't worth a whole lot.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, is figure out how we can do it without having to go through the whole rigmarole of trying to sell it and everything, but that's what I'm, got a phone call in Columbus to find out what we can and can't do legally, so.
Good.
Any other new business?
Do we want to, do anything with that hobby horse farm? They used to call Hobby Horse Farm there on Union Avenue. That's all growed up and stuff.
You know, they moved around the house.
Did they mow around the
Yeah,
house?
they moved the house, but they didn't mow like they used to be mowed, let me put it that way.
Well, Merritt and us, when we was on the computer, said it has been sold.
We have some sort, I don't know.
So we just wanna let it sit and see what happens.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, they're just mowing like from the driveway, it's not a very big area they're mowing, but they are mowing. But the other
There's a
one,
whole pile of tree limbs in that grass, back to the barn, all the way out to the road.
yeah, they're really controlled. The other, the one down the road is far worse, 5191.
Yeah.
That's the one. Anything else?
Mark,
Tom?
can you update the website, get my name off it, phone number?
Oh,
I get too many phone calls.
you still getting phone calls?
Oh, yes. One guy the other day, pretty belligerent, and I wouldn't give him any information.
I apologize for that.
Joe, could you do that?
I keep referring to Joe.
That's a good idea, Tom.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Thank you. That's one guy, when I first started, I used to do it out of the house. So I have my business cards printed up with my home address and phone number. I had a guy called me the other day, wanted the zoning on a piece of property, and I says, "Oh, this is not the zoning office." "What's the name on your card?" "Well, I'm not the zoning inspector anymore, this is my residence." "Oh, didn't realize that." So I referred him to Merritt.
Yes.
I talked to, Larry, Brown, roads that we chipped and sealed.
Yeah.
And he says, I was supposed to thank you guys for him, that he really appreciated us doing that.
Well, good. We'll really be happy if we put a layer of house or chip and do something else later on, right? Yeah. Smile. All right, if there's nothing else, this meeting will be
I
adjourned.
got one question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How long do we need to keep records? Is it 7 years?
You have to talk to Merritt. I think that there's different ones, different time for different ones.
Oh, okay.
Merritt's got the whole list.
Okay.
I don't have that list.
All right. I thought it was 7 years, but I'm not sure.
Well, see, that's why we're having a meeting, because we got records upstairs from 1989 that we're gonna try.
Okay, we're adjourned until our next meeting, July the 15th.
But she's the one.